healthcare. Moderna. It looked like we were having a good week last. Like, look, this is Monday. No, sorry. Last week was only 4 days. Excuse me. So Monday we started way up here at the 320, nice little gap. But then look, it hit our line that we drew a while ago. How do we know it's our line? Because it's different color than every other one. It's a teal line with no numbers beside it. So it's something that we drew. So where did it get basically knocked off? At the line in the sand, right? We had a lot of support now became resistance, and it was a beautiful resistance. Come Friday at the 282, it would have looked that it was we were cool. I mean, because look where we went from basically 282 to 320, so it's a quick 40-point pop, and then the rug was pulled all the way out. What do I see from here? Now look, we have a lot of support at the 231 right over here, and then we had a lot of time spent around over here. Now we're only going over to November. If we were to extend it out a little bit more, you'll see we first started having resistance. First started spending time at this place. Time, that'd be a good word right there. We first started spending time around this level all the way back in June. Now, if we break here, right? If we break down, then obviously continue to look down, and then wow, that's crazy. Do I see us going all the way down to the 65 level? I hope not. But if we cannot hold this, then next target would be 168. And then if it flushes down through there, then 66 would be a decent place. Now you might be like, no, there's no way. Well, let's look at the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year, we were all the way at, this is 1-4. We're at 102. So from 102 to 497, let's get some new lines. Let's see what's going on. So from the high to the low of 1 year, right? It's not the low because it was lower a year ago, but it's the low of the year. Where are we? So we lost our little support right here, which is this would be the year, right? This is I guess all time. This is the year. So then it gives us a little bit better of a look. So first target would be 95, then 168. Now, I'm not saying it's going there. I'm saying if we cannot hold this 231, our target will be 195 to 168. Now, this is key right here. This is very key. If we do not breach this, you see how we almost did, but not quite. Now, let's say this upcoming week, we jiggle around at the 253 and work our way back up to 282 without reaching this low of 33.51, then it's extremely bullish. But if we touch it, right? If we touch this, then the bullishness diminishes just a little bit, and it could start turning more bearish. But if this was our low right here, right, of the 238.50, and we don't breach, like first, obviously we have to breach. Market is up. I don't want to kill everything. The market's up. Last I checked, this is what I'm making this morning or this video. It's 9 o'clock at night, New York time, at 9:48 or 9:48 my time in Thailand. So I'm doing it just when the market already open. What I've seen thus far is the market open kind of flat. Now we're up 6 points. So if the market continues this Santa Claus rally, it could bring Moderna up. Now, however, we had a beautiful day in the market come Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Moderna got destroyed. So again, look for the news. I wouldn't be surprised if I heard some brand new Moderna qualifications great by the FDA, and because it's all news driven. So watch for some hefty news. If it comes to some news comes out, you could see ourselves all the way right back up to this 315. So this could have been a nice little liquidation break, but just hands on, just be careful. Pfizer, again, I don't see anything wrong. They just came out with some pill that we can take now that's going to solve all of our problems until the next variant comes out. And then they're going to give us another pill. And then when the next variant comes out, they're going to give us another pill. And then they're going to tell us this. And then now they'll probably give us some solution we can put in some water. And you get my point, right? So as long as much, I don't want to, this sounds terrible. It sounds absolutely horrendous. But as long as we're still in this crisis, then Pfizer is printing money hand over fist, right? Every vaccine that they make, it's basically guaranteed money because the United States government's going to pay them for it, right? So every new little tweak, every trick of the trade, whatever you may call it, is good for Pfizer earnings, good for Pfizer because one, their names out there, people gonna know them more, people gonna trust them more as long as their vaccines and everything do what they're supposed to, right? Now, if if this really does drag on forever and ever and ever, then I'd be very careful with any of these healthcare stocks because there's going to be a point of diminishing returns to where people are going to stop believing in any of these pharmaceutical companies and going to start saying they don't know what they're talking about, right? But we're not at that level yet. The trust is still in these companies. So as long as the trust is still in these companies, that they're going to solve our problems, then they're going to continue higher. Where do I see next target? 64.43. AstraZeneca. Yeah. I mean, no, I don't get me wrong. Again, they have some COVID stuff, but nobody. It's more for Pfizer and Moderna, and then maybe Johnson & Johnson are the big winners out of this. AstraZeneca, people are taking it, but they're not in the news quite as much. But I do like how this is turning out, right? Remember how I was talking about Moderna? If this is what I mean, right? So we basically double bottom here. This would have been a triple bottom, but we did not breach, right? We didn't get to the low 53.63. We went to 53.74, and then from there we took off. So that's basically what I'm talking about with Moderna. But here, we are, you see, we're at our own lines, right? We drew these lines, I don't remember when, but we drew them quite some time ago. If we can, wait a minute, did we close above it? Okay, yes, we did. We closed above it by 3 cents. So if we can maintain above this teal line, really, we'll go to 37, or what is this, a 57, 50, 48. But to be more accurate, the 57.60, if we can maintain that, then I see nothing but green water. If we start dropping this, then 56.58 would be target. But right now, our main goal is to get above this 50%, the 58.21. If we can get above that and hold it, I would be a buyer. Merck. Man, it's real clustery. Let me clear some of this up. It's real clustery. All right. If you pay attention, where are we? We are right at the line that we drew ourselves quite some time ago. As you can see, this has pretty much been the seesaw the entire year, right? Because this is 1 year. Now, of course, we're up, we came back down, but this has been really the line in the sand, the big battle. Sorry, I keep yawning, but I don't know, talking and talking and talking just makes me yawn. So above 76.02, I would be a buyer, but I'll be very careful with Merck. All these healthcare stocks, coming into the new year, I see it because you at what? We'll probably run up until mid-February. Sometime in February, the market's going to crash. But we're going to start off the year, guns a-blazing. And then February, we'll retract a little bit. And then we'll try to push till May, right? That's my 2020 prediction. But when it comes to the healthcare, I'd be kind of again, I'm going to reiterate, if this keeps going on, people are going to lose faith in everything. We're going to lose faith in government. We're going to lose faith in healthcare. We're going to lose faith in everything. So we're almost at a threshold of breaking point to where people are just like, look, man, we're tired of all this. We don't want to hear any more of it. We're tired of you guys telling us that you know what you're talking about, but in all the end, you have no idea what you're talking about. With that being said, that's going to negatively affect all healthcare if people start losing confidence in the government and the healthcare system. So if it drags on for another 6 to 8 months, I'd be very careful with all the healthcare. But up until that point, I am more bullish than bearish on the entire healthcare sector. Uh, Bristol Myers, man, we've like look where we've came from. This is looking good. We've came 10 points, which is a pretty large percentage, damn near 20%. Um, since in basically 1 month. If we can maintain the 61.34, then I am a buyer. I would really like to see it get above this 63.22 just to give me a little bit more confidence. We've broken out. Everything is looking good. I can't say anything negative about it. And we do have quite a bit of running room. So another 10 points, we are at highs, which would be their target right here of the 70.84. But first, again, let's get above this cluster of numbers right here around the 62 to 63.30 area. Gilead, looking fine. We just broke. We're still in a squeeze. Thursday we had actually, this is good. This kind of play is great because all the pressure and everything that was built up right here to explode dropped. But then look where they did. They basically pulled everybody's stops, found the rebalancing act, and then popped back up on Thursday, excuse me. I'd say we're poised to try to take. I'm not gonna say we're get there. I'm just saying we're poised to try to take the high of 73.34. If we can do that, next target will be 74.16 up to 78.94. Johnson and Johnson. Now I have my own personal. I'm a Johnson, so I'm not one of their Johnsons. I'm my own Johnson. So I want them to succeed, right? Good for our last name. But just all jokes aside, um, of the short-term run, as long as we stay above our 50%, we're good. I like this. This is giving us just because we hold the 618, and this is the 328 of the bigger extension we drew from the beginning of the year of last year, or no, it is still this year. Then of this 50, I see since we've been holding this, right? We look above and fail, but we can look where we came back to. We came right back to some support. We making a rounded bottom. Looks like we're gonna come back up, and our next little line in the sand would be the 171.47. Sarepta or Sarah, yeah, there you go. You know what I'm talking about. Uh we fired our squeeze. It's usually 8 to 10 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What was that? 7 or 6. Anyways, we have a couple more days left on this squeeze. Um, I mean, I can't say anything too negative about this. We broke out, look for a little bit of pullback, but then just from our breakout from right here, it was a breakout, fake out, but look for a little bit of a pullback. And if the bulls can regain some momentum, next target would be our line that we drew, not really the red line. Our line we drew at $100. ABBV, do I need to say more? No, I probably don't, because they are looking phenomenal, right? Too bad everybody did not buy the house or bet the farm when it came back down to our line at 106, because you would have got about a 30% gain. Momentum is super super strong on here. There's nothing wrong with this stock. It's a darling of Wall Street. It's been a darling of Wall Street. we hold above the 133. Next target would be 136 to 138. United Health, um, kind of just like ABBV. Do I need to say more? Right? This last 4 days was phenomenal. Right? We did literally exactly what I was kind of saying. I thought we might come down to the 466, but we didn't. We came right down to second target and right back up. So that's pretty lovely, pretty bullish. Next target would be our 518 area from the, which is the 423 extension. But just be very careful. We are at like major targets, right? So one of two things could happen. We hold this 495 and we continue to push higher to our 518, or they pull the rug, bring us all the way down to 466 to gather some more momentum and then go back up. But it looks like momentum's, well, look, as this is kind of what I'm saying. Look, the volume died down. So just be very careful, right? Be very careful. We did have a lot of people make a lot of money from 11:30 for that, basically 40 points, give or take. So just be very careful. Like I said, one of two things can happen. We hold this, volume pumps back in. If the volume kind of goes back higher when we're holding in, it gives a higher probability we'll go higher. But however, if the volume sustains kind of where it's like and we start kind of rolling over, we might not have enough oomph to hold this a second time, and we might need to come back down here to 466. Now, do I want it to come down there? No, I'm just giving you a prediction.